again.
My name is Rich Koster, also from the Disney Echo and living and working here in the New Orleans metro area. And I'd like to thank you, along with all the others who have, for coming to New Orleans, not only for this meeting, but in the past, all that the company has done to help out the area before the storm as well as after Katrina, and the Gulf Coast region as well. And I look forward to all your future involvements too, and I appreciate that very much, as I'm sure all of us here do. And I'd like to hope, and if you can take this as a form of a question, or you can not answer it as you see fit, that you would consider having the world premiere of the Princess, Frog Princess, here in New Orleans, just as you did for the Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was so wonderful, and I was lucky enough to attend that too with my wife and son in the Louisiana Superdome with the great festivities you had beforehand in the French Quarter, including the parade down the streets of New Orleans. And in addition, if you would also consider bringing one of the ships of the Disney Cruise Line to make New Orleans a port of call sometime in the future. We have a wonderful port. Before Katrina, it was the country's largest growing port in the United States. They are still growing. They have recently lost one of the Carnival cruise ships to one of the ports that they were about to, the port terminal buildings. That is still being constructed using development grant money. There is an opportunity here for the Disney company to step in, and I hope that you would consider that. And I would like to once again thank you all for being here, and especially Roy Disney, a wonderful man, and if Mrs. Davis actually did have something to do with you getting out of the country, you should be ashamed of yourself, Mrs. Davis. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate your ideas. We did premiere Hunchback of Notre Dame here some years ago. I guess it's just over a decade ago, and that was a great experience, and I'm fairly certain we are seriously considering repeating that experience when we premiere The Frog Princess in 2009. Dick, I'm looking at you. I think it's pretty likely that we'll come back here for that, right? You're nodding, so I think that the answer is yes. As for the cruise ships, it's complicated to move one of those big ships to a new port. We've established new itineraries for the Mediterranean this summer, and we've got a ship going to Mexico and Southern California the summer after this. The new ships won't be on the seas till 2011 and 2012, and at that time, or as that time nears, we'll be considering a number of new itineraries around the globe. I cannot promise you New Orleans will be one of them, but we'll take your idea into consideration.